Hello and welcome to my Elite Dangerous, the day-to-day grind. Preparing for fleet carriers, space legs, and personal planetary bases. Well, if you've been watching our previous videos, we started another playlist because Frontier opened up a beta for the fleet carriers. And we have quite a few videos for the last 2 days, publishing dates of April the 7th, 8th, and 9th, where we purchased a fleet carrier. We built it out the way that I felt that would work best for me, and flew it around. We jumped 5 times. We even took the Python and backed up where we could see the complete fleet carrier, and we had it to go into hyperspace with the big cloud and the thunder and lightning, and it goes through the cloud and it's gone. So watch the series Elite Dangerous fleet carriers, or I think it was my fleet carrier, my first look series. So it's just the videos prior to this one. And I felt like it was a good time to end that string. We'll probably still go over there and show you the fleet carrier again, maybe even jump a few jumps and things like that, and go through all the specifics of the fleet carrier again. But one thing it did show me in the last 3 days, we don't have enough credits. I'm always saying we don't have enough credits. It's because Elite Dangerous is a credit hog in many areas. What they did in the fleet carrier beta is they backed up about 2 weeks as of March the 26th, and they grabbed that instance. I had 6.3 billion. The fleet carrier cost 5 billion, but then you had to turn on services, and I used up all of the 6.3 and even did some cargo missions to make a little more. So I would say for me, for my build out of the fleet carrier, I would need 7 billion. Now, that's not talking about the weekly upkeep. The weekly upkeep for the fleet carrier that I built out would be about 35 million a week. So it can add up fast. So we need to make quite a few credits, and as you can tell, we're at 8.5 now. 8.584, and what we're going to try to go is over that 8.6. But I really would like to have 10 billion before June, that when we purchase the fleet carrier. Now, if you're going to sell ships in a shipyard, you're going to sell modules in outfitting, and you're going to sell materials in the commodity, or commodities in the commodity market, you're going to need more than 7. You're probably going to need a lot more than 10 to supply that inventory of those products that you're going to buy and sell. Now, in my fleet carrier, I just had the original Sidewinder, the Python, and the cutter. So I had a small, a medium, and a large ship in it. And there's 16 landing pads. That's 8 large, 4 medium, and 4 small. It is a really cool ship. Mega ship. It is really neat, but you have to grind. And as you can see, we can grind. We have 8.5 billion. And I've only been playing for 8 months. So that's like $1 billion a month. And if I really grind, and if I'm not doing videos, I could do $500 million a day. If I played for 6 hours straight and I just go, 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 I could do $500 million every day. So what I'm doing is every 50 million I produce a video and we talk about it. Talk about where we are with fleet carriers. We talk about where we are with space legs, and we talk about where we are with personal planetary bases. Now, this is a big couple of weeks for fleet carriers. You get plenty of information on fleet carriers, and preparing for fleet carriers, I talk about what I had heard. And during my fleet carrier, my first look, we actually put it into action. We see the fleet carrier. We purchase or set up the services. I pulled all of the stored modules into the fleet carrier and all my ships into it. So you get to see all of that. So go back and watch those videos too. So we'll continue to talk about it in this preparing for the fleet carriers, which you can't buy one permanently until June. So we still got time. And we're going to go after that 8.6 billion. I really would like to have 10 billion by June. That's really the goal. So we're going to, like crunch time, we're going to do a lot of cargo missions. We're going to talk about it, and the space legs and the planetary base. Now, space legs and planetary bases, Frontier, there was a leak that came out last year, and most of it is coming to fruition. So it sounds like it's a credible leak. One of the leaks were space legs and planetary bases would come out by the end of 2020, and it would be a separate DLC, just like Horizons was a separate DLC. So you had Elite Dangerous, so you had to buy that. If you were going to land on the planets, you had to have Horizon. And it looks like for fleet carriers, you have to have Horizon. And then they're going to have a new one for space legs and planetary bases, and that'll be a separate DLC, a separate cost, just like Elite Dangerous is a cost, Horizons is a separate cost, and this new update by the end of the year would be a separate cost. Now, fleet carriers will just be part of Horizons. So if you have the Horizons DLC, then you would be able to work with fleet carriers. Now that's not absolute. It might have worked with just the Elite Dangerous without Horizons. I don't know, because I have Horizons, and that's how I usually get into everything, is through my Horizons. So we need to cram credits. And it's very popular since March the 26th, when I started the preparing for series for fleet carriers, space legs, and planetary bases. My viewership skyrocketed to almost 700%, and it's continuing. So it looks like you want to see that stuff. You want to hear about that stuff. You want to know how to make 8.6 billion credits or 10 billion credits, because I help you out with that. You want to be able to work with the engineers, and I have a video reference on the engineers, how to unlock them, where do you get the materials to unlock them, seeing the modules, and what it would take, what materials it would take to get those modules modded. How to get a Guardian FSD booster. I show you that. How to get meta alloys for Felicity Farseer, the engineer. She requires a meta alloy, and we pick those up at the Thargoid surface site. And so there's videos on that, and there's videos on gathering materials like at Dav's Hope and Jameson Crest site. The material traders, where you can trade materials to get the materials you need. So you take the materials you don't need and trade them for the materials you do need for the engineers. Asteroid mining. There's a video, or videos. I don't remember how many I have on asteroid mining, at least one. And just about a week ago, I was in the station, and I was in line to leave the station in queue. And there was an anaconda in front of me, and the station unloads on him inside the station and blows him up, a huge fireball. You need to watch that in my YouTube channel, GFM_RDG. If you'll do a search on Anaconda Destroyed, you'll see that video. There, I have over 500 videos of all kinds of things. Like at Dav's Hope, there's one of the ships that circled overhead, came and slammed into the planet, lifts up, kind of wobbles a little bit for a minute or two, and then takes off. So that was pretty wild. And we go skimmer, stinger, guardian skimmer, hunting, bounty hunting. You need to watch those videos. There's just so many of them. So if you would, press that subscribe button at the lower right hand corner. It helps me with YouTube more in the future, because I don't even have the minimum that YouTube requires so far. And it doesn't cost you anything. And you get notified when I produce these videos. So if you do that, I'd really appreciate it. I'll help you out. And in the description underneath this video, you will see ways to donate to the cause of creating all these videos. And that would really help us out too, no matter how small, how large. Everything helps. So we're going to continue to talk about the fleet carrier. I'm crazy about them. If you watch the forums, most people are not crazy about them. It worked great for me. A personal fleet carrier for all my stuff, for all my modules and ships, and I can take it where I need it and park it next to where I'm collecting or working or cargo missions and all of that right there. It's like it's Sothis mining. The fleet carrier, as soon as you go into Super Cruise, it's time to exit Super Cruise right into the fleet carrier. It's at the same planet. They're both orbiting the same planet. So that was really cool. So go with us. We're going to go to Sothis Mining, which we're just talking about. And this is my live account. The reason I'm using it, because I want to keep the credits that we gain. Because in the beta, what you make in beta stays in beta. When beta is over, after 13 days, all of those cargo missions that you gathered credits, that's gone. Fleet carrier's gone. In May, there's another beta. After that beta's over, they're gone. The only ones that last are the fleet carriers you get in June, as long as you continue to pay the upkeep. So we're in the main live account, where I have 8.584, and we're fixing to go over 8.6, and so let's do that. Let's go to Sothis Mining. But I appreciate all those that have subscribed and all of those that continue to watch our videos and those that have donated. And I appreciate it greatly.
Docking clamps retracted. Go for departure.
Like I say, to me this is a good game, or it's an okay, good game, but it's got issues, and that's why it's not a great game. Just like my voice attack, sys left, sometimes it comes up and sometimes it doesn't. Sys left, sys left. See, it finally went away after 2 times. Sys right, sys right. See, I had to say it 2 times. And so it's good, but not great. And my Oculus Rift S that I'm using for VR, sometimes it loses tracking because the S version is a 4K and it has tracking in the headset. It'll lose tracking, and this crisp, clear colors that I see turns to haze. And if I move my head, things don't supposed to move with my head. And at times they do. And so it's got issues, and it's broken at times. So everything I use is broken at times.
DeLacy, Romeo, Golf, India. You are now in Federation space. Follow all regulations before and after landing.
Frameshift drive charging.
Okay, well, let's get going. But I really enjoyed the Fleet Carrier beta. It's really nice. I want one in June, and that's why we're going to work on credits.
Ready to engage.
Because in this game,
4,
everything's about
3,
the credits.
2, 1, engage.
And here at Sothis and Ceos, as long as you build the reputation for each faction to maximum, the rewards can be quite high. And we are seeing up to 22 million a run. It's usually 12 to 22 million. Sys left. Like setting the Super Cruise assist. Now, what was wild when we did the Fleet Carrier beta, there's a new fuel called tritium. Well, tritium was more valuable than gold and palladium. It was 42,000 credits a ton. And because Sothis Mining here in the beta sold it, and you could transfer missions, I could make 40 to 60 million a load with tritium, tritium. So it was amazing. So watch those videos. And when it goes live, if it skyrockets like that in the live, we're going to come to Sothis Mining. We're going to buy that Fleet Carrier. We're going to park it right next to, within like 10 light seconds from Sothis Mining. And we're going to go crazy with 40 to 60 million per run that takes 15-20 minutes. It takes me longer because I have to talk about the video, and I have to do the videos, I have to edit them, I have to publish them, I have to do all those things. So I can't make as much as I would if I was just grinding it. But it is called the day-to-day grind for a reason. And with all of this new content coming out by the end of the year, you and I all need credits. And we need them very badly. Many were upset because they couldn't join the beta because Frontier required you to be an owner of the Fleet Carrier. You had to have at least 5 billion credits. Now I had 6.3, so of course they allowed me to be part of it. And now you could join an open Fleet Carrier, those that were open to everyone. You could join those. or be part of a squadron that was there was an owner or multiple owners that had multiple. Like, you can only have one fleet carrier per person, per account. But some squadrons that had many fleet carriers, because they had many individuals that had over 5 billion in their account. And now I wanted mine for my own exploration and cargo running and all of that. So I showed you how to set up one if you were just going to have a personal fleet carrier. Sometimes when they act like that, I want to get away from them. A lot of times they will interdict us. I have videos where I'm interdicted 7 times in a single Super Cruise run. You should watch those videos too. Sys left.
Docking request granted.
My goal is to keep you informed, to educate you of other things you can do. I'm not the greatest Elite Dangerous player of all times, I'm sure. I do have 2 elites. I have the Trade Elite and the Explorer Elite. But in combat, I have Competent at 18%. The next rank is Expert. And I chuckle every time I say that, because I will never be an expert at combat. Just because we do skimmer and stinger hunting,
Landing gear deployed.
We've gotten up to Competent, and it's just because if you find cover before you start shooting at them, they can't shoot back at you. So they're like ducks in a barrel. So yeah, I just want to bring you as much information as I absolutely can.
Engines disengaged.
So you can gain 8.5 billion and buy a fleet carrier and be able to pay the 35 million a week in upkeep. See, I want to help you do that. And if I can help you do that, then I was successful. Okay, so what we need to do, we need to be able to get to 15 3, say 15.341 or something like that. So Sys left. Probably New Dawn. Usually New Dawn, we can grow our credits. Now Palladium's going to pay the most. So that's through New Dawn, but we have this one that's just 18 units that pays because it's a partial. So deliver 70 of 88 gold. That would probably be a good idea. A lot of times I'll go the oldest ones first, but we want to make sure we get to that 15.4. Sys right. Oh, and there's the elite statuses and the competent combat. And we have 18 of 280 units. That's what I like about the Python on medium landing pads. So we're looking for, there's a Palladium of 96 units. Palladium pays the best. So if we can get Palladiums, we can probably hit our goal. Now this is a big Palladium, but it would be a partial. It would help us in the future though. Sys right. Let's see how many we need. Sys right. Sys right. Like I said, it doesn't always work either. So we need up to 46. So let's see if there's something that's 46 or less going to Nudon. There's a 56, but not a 46. So right now, cis left. See what we got. Cis left. Cis left. Oh, I think it gets worse all the time. So we got 3, 6, 4, 11. So there's 11 million. Yep, that does it. So that'd be 16.5, just right there. Okay, so what we can do is go after that palladium 180, because this are the gold 180. Is there a palladium 180? Yep, there's a palladium. So this will be a partial, but we should have more than enough to go over the 5.6.
Cargo hold at maximum capacity.
Now, because, especially here at Sothis Mining, sometimes some round trips when you get here, they don't have gold and palladium. So it's best to load up on them when they have them. So when they don't, you can still run those cargo missions. It's called stacking missions, and there's people, especially in the forums, that hate that you stack missions. Cis left. But Frontier, the maker, allows you to have 20 stacked missions. So why did they allow you to have stacked missions if the so-called experts say you can't, that you shouldn't stack missions? So, and you know I preach you should play the way you want to play, not the way somebody tells you you're supposed to play. So what we're looking for is palladium first. Like this one, 123 units for 7.4 million. Going to Brunel, so we accept it. We accept all the palladiums. See, this is 72 for 3.3 million, and our cargo hold is 280. So that's a new dawn. We need credits so we can buy all of this new content that keeps coming out, like fleet carriers and the DLC for space legs and planetary bases. Now, when you're trying to set up the to maximize the reputation on these, donate. From time to time, you'll see a 2 or a 3 unit cargo mission for over 1 million. It's because you donated. Why you get those? Make sure I didn't miss one, but we're looking for palladiums. And we're not doing the planetary ones. These that look like a sun coming over a planet means that's a planetary mission. And we're not doing those right now because with as many interdictions that I get, they try to push me into the planet, and I'm not real fond of that. So if I don't have to run planetary station ones, I don't. But if it got to the point we couldn't find good missions except for the ones at planetary, we would do planetary. Okay, let's see, cis left, cis left, So we have 10 missions. I kind of want to keep it closer to the 10 because it's easier for me to fill those and we run over and see the fleet carrier again, because Sothis Mining in beta has tritetium. This one doesn't, because this is the live. But they are running out of them, but every once in a while they'll have up to 1,000, and I'll buy them. If I can find them, I'll buy them up. So we have 10. See, if we had less than 10, we might pick a few of the gold. But gold is not as much as palladium. Okay, we are going to New Dawn. To deliver these missions, and where we cross the 8.6 billion, and like I said, there would be enough with my 8.6 billion, but the weekly charge, the weekly cost, you know, I want to make sure I have plenty of weeks to be able to cover that charge. And the viewers seem to want to see these preparing for fleet carriers and space legs and planetary bases and the beta, which we have last 3 days shown the beta. So check out those videos. So let's go to New Dawn. Be sure you press that subscribe button. It helps me with YouTube eventually. And it doesn't cost you anything, and let you know when I post.
Retracted. Ship released. Engines engaged.
Let you know when I post a new video.
Frameshift drive charging.
And watch my other videos on preparing for fleet carriers and space legs and personal bases, because sometimes I share more information, and some videos just a little less.
1. Engage.
But if you watch all of them, you'll get the complete picture, and watch the beta, my first look and my fleet carrier videos. If you like interdictions, bring out your popcorn, because we're going to get them. We have at least one, maybe two, that are sitting on our tail in the middle of that sensor, because they love to interdict me. And I've got 2 videos of 7 interdictions in one Super Cruise run, and I have a 6 interdictions that was in my cutter, which is the largest ship in Elite Dangerous, and it's a handful during interdictions. That's why I like the Python. It's much more agile, and it really helps having an engineered modded ship. About almost my whole ship is engineer modded. And yeah, if it gets away from you, continue to chase it the best you can. If you get knocked out of Super Cruise, you just maximize the throttle, hit the boost as often as you can, and try to get back into Super Cruise. If you get too hot, carry the heat sinks like I have over here to the left. You see the heat sinks, and that will cool your ship enough that you can get back into Super Cruise, because the pirates use a lot of times thermal weapons, so it heats up your hull. So we got one setting behind us, and that usually means he's going to interdict us. Now if we'll go up and down like that, sometimes that causes them, because I play in solo mode, so their programming causes them to go ahead and hit you if you act erratic like that. So I just want to get them out of the way, because they're going to get you. I mean, you can't keep from having interdictions because it's part of the game. Unfortunately, because I'm not a big fan of the interdictions, but I don't control if there is or not interdictions. Now, they say it's because you stack missions. Well, I have 280 cargo spaces in my ship. Why would I only carry 100 when I could carry 280? Of course I stack missions to the same destination. I like making up to 22 million and not just 5 million. So to me, it's common sense. You stack missions, you make more credits. I like making more credits, but I don't like the interdictions. Sis left. Try to get into Super Cruise Assist since we're not being attacked at the moment. Now, pirates have superpowers. They can pop in and clear space. So that little dot in the center, they can just pop in right behind you from nowhere. Now, you and I can't do that, but they can. And just a few runs ago, and I recording, but I didn't publish that one because it wasn't breaking the 50 million mark, each 50 million. But this pirate flashed across the sensor from a dead stop, flash across to another dead stop within less than a second. See, we can't do that either. That's part of their superpowers that Frontier gives them. And like I say, it's probably because the developers were all born and raised in Somalia. It's all about pirating. Sis left.
DeLacy, Romeo Golf, India. The Federation welcomes you, Commander. We'd be happy to serve you at this port. Authorization cleared. You are go for approach to pad 20. Acknowledged, Commander. Clear for assisted docking.
Now, I have almost 2,200 hours in this game. I know you probably think I've lost all sense if I've played 2,200 hours. Yeah, I think so too. But a lot of it's because I do videos, and I've got over 500 videos. So I have seen quite a bit. I've had thousands of been interdicted thousands of times. I've worked with the engineers to mod my modules and have the Guardian FSD booster and all of that. So I've done all of that and created videos.
Landing operation complete. Securing ship. You're all checked in, Commander. Enjoy your visit.
So you can watch those too. Okay, we're at 8584. Now we're at 590. We need 10 more million. See, we've already done about 6 million. And I've made about 90% of the credits that I have made doing cargo missions. I have done asteroid mining. I've done surface asteroid mining. I have not done deep core, but I'm not that great at it. I mean, I can do it, but You know, I don't make the 100 million an hour like some claim that they do. Yep, we hit the 8.6. Is this right? Okay. That did it. 8601. So we did about 16 million. 16 million in one Super Cruise run that you could run in 15 to 20 minutes if you didn't sit here and talk the whole time like I have. It's amazing. You can do it. If I can do it, you can do it. I guarantee you that. Because I'm not the greatest game player of all time. So that's why just a little practice, learn your controllers, mod your ship the best you can get it modded, because I have a modded hull, I got a modded engine, I got modded thrusters, I've got modded shields generator and shield boosters, I got modded FSD drive, and you know, I've got all that modded stuff, and my ship works pretty good. It really does. So we need to get back to Sothis mining, and that's where we'll end the video. It's usually where we start, or we start at, you know, a station right prior to going over one of the larger stations. So let's get to Sothis mining. Sis left. Check the recording. Yes, recording's working, which is a good thing, because there's a few times I've tried to make a video and it wasn't recording. It errored or something like that, so, which is not good. Yeah, my fleet carrier in beta is orbiting this planet, the Sothis A7A. So it's like when I come here, it's like, but where's my FC? Where is that fleet carrier? Yeah, I miss it already. I'm looking forward to June, where it will most of the time it'll be there. It'll be next to Sothis mining. It was fun, but I mean, I don't want to earn credits in beta where I would lose them. Because like they said, what's made in beta stays in beta. I need it to update my live account. I need to gain the credits here, not in beta.
Landing gear retracted.
Detach is good. Regulate speed until outside the exclusion zone.
I earned just enough credits so I could use the fleet carrier the way I wanted to. I was a little short at 6.3, but I believe if I would have had 7 billion, which I will on this next beta, I should have. It matters when they pull that instance. So if they pull it right now for the May, then I would have 8.5. It's usually 2 weeks before the beta starts. And I know I don't have the best TV radio voice, but I like documenting. I like creating a video gameplay.
Frameshift drive charging.
And it's really cool when 2,000 separate individuals have watched my videos. That's pretty neat.
4, 3, 2, 1. Engage.
So it's not a complete waste of time for me to create these videos if 2,000 people have watched them. So. And and we have no cargo, and we still could get interdicted. I've been interdicted when I'm just hopping planets. I'm just doing hyperspace jumps. And between the jumps, I've been interdicted. So, yeah, sometimes there's not a rhyme or reason why, but it's programmed into the game that way. And I think 7 interdictions in one Super Cruise run is very excessive. But they don't listen to me. I complain and they say it's working as intended. So it's like, yep, I have no clout. See, if it was up to me, you'd have a setting that's none, low, medium, max. And you could set how many interdictions you want. Of course, I would select that none. Now, the rewards wouldn't be as high on cargo missions, but I'd almost rather have less reward with no interdiction. Sure be a lot more peaceful to run cargo missions. Sis left. Because you don't see 18-wheelers on our highways being interdicted and swerving and doing all these gyrations to try to keep from being kicked off the highway and crashing. So why do cargo traders have to go through interdictions? Why is that a must? So I have plenty of complaints, but like I said, I have complaints with my Oculus Rift headset. I have complaints with voice attack. And of course I have complaints, and I even have complaints with the Ultimate Fishing Simulator, because the whole game works great except for the ice fishing. The same line I use to catch 1,500-pound marlin, I can't catch a half a pound trout in ice fishing on the same pound test. It's broken. Just like when the throttle sticks in Super Cruise. That's broken. Sis left.
Docking request granted.
So from time to time you will find things in the game that you will know that's broken. Sys view. And of course I would like to have a little more realism than fantasy. Because just like before the this COVID-19 virus,
engines disengaged.
I doubt very few of you were robbed every time you got in your car and started on your trip home. That you were carjacked every time, 100%, almost 100% of the time. See, it's that way when I run cargo missions. They try to rob me 100% of the time. So how's that supposed to be real? Yeah, I have a 44 Magnum. If it was like that, Yeah, some pirates would meet my 44 Magnum. So, and not in a good way. Okay. Sis right? Sis left? Okay, we're down to 7 missions. And I want to thank you for coming along. The next video we'll do is when we cross 8.65. So I don't show you every one of them, but it's like every 4th or 5th video well, 3rd to 5th, somewhere in there. It's just based on the cargo missions we get when we cross that 50 million increment. So be sure to press that subscribe button. That'll really help me out with YouTube. Doesn't cost you anything, and you get notified when I produce more of these videos. Underneath the video, toward the bottom, you'll see ways to donate. Please consider donations. That would really help us out. And underneath the video to the left, you'll see my YouTube channel, GFM_RDG, for over 500 more videos to watch. So until the next video on preparing for fleet carriers, space legs, and personal planetary bases. Thank you for watching.